Hello, I'm Nigel Davis from the bank's Business Fraud Awareness team, and I'm joined here today by Gareth Thomas from our cybersecurity team. So, Gareth, let's have a look at how fraudsters use compromised emails to target businesses. It does seem like this type of fraud has been around for some time now, but we still hear about payments being sent to fraudsters because a business hasn't spotted that they've received a fake email. Can you explain how these scams work?
Yeah, I mean, with email compromise scams, fraudsters target businesses by sending fake emails, which looks like it comes from either a genuine supplier, which is known as invoice fraud, or it might be that the email appears to come from someone senior within the business itself, which is known as CEO fraud. Now, the scam email will either be sent from a spoofed email domain, which is almost identical to the genuine supplier or colleague, or sometimes it can actually come from their genuine email box um, if their account has been compromised or hacked, as we sometimes say. Now, if businesses don't realize that fraudulent bank account numbers are included within these scam emails, they'll be sending invoice settlements or other payments to those fraudsters' accounts.
Okay, yeah. And of course, it can be very easy to take these emails at face value, particularly when they appear to have come from a trusted, regular business contact. And I guess a business may have excellent IT protection, fantastic antivirus controls themselves, but if their supply has been hacked, then it's going to be very difficult to spot. Okay, so other than an email which appears to have come from a genuine supplier or a genuine colleague's email address, what other tactics do fraudsters use to trick businesses with this scam?
Yeah, with invoice scams, fraudsters can include a trail of previous email conversations between a business and a supplier, which the business would recognize as genuine. And also, the scam email may not be as obvious as actually requesting a business to change an account number. They may just simply and discreetly add a different account number within the PDF invoice attachment, and everything else will look completely genuine. With CEO frauds, emails which appear to come from senior colleagues ask for urgent payment to be made to a bank account that perhaps has never been paid to before. And we've even heard of cases where fraudsters introduce a fake third party, like, I don't know, a solicitor or an accountant, to add that kind of credibility to the request. And the emails will often demand that the colleague doesn't mention anything to others where they work, even to the extent that they're sent a fake non-disclosure agreement or an NDA to sign. And it's all aimed at encouraging the colleagues to act on the email quickly rather than to kind of stop and think and question it.
Yeah, you can see how convincing that could be and how carefully planned these fraud attacks are. I guess we should also mention there's a slight variation to this type of scam where the fake email is sent to the payroll team within a business. So it's an email claiming to be from an employee asking for their salary to be paid into their new bank account number. But if the HR or payroll teams don't take steps to verify these emails, they just update their BACS file, for example, then at the end of the month, when that employee doesn't get paid, the business will realize that they've lost the money. Okay, so what should businesses do to make sure they don't fall victim to this type of fraud?
Well, I mean, my advice would always be don't rely on emails for receiving details that you use to make payments, particularly bank account details. If an email or an invoice attachment within an email contains a bank account number, which the business hasn't previously checked and verified as genuine, then stop. Make those checks before amending any account details on your system and before making any payments. Use a different secure method of communication to contact the supplier, such as, phoning them on a number that you know is correct, not one from the email signature or maybe that new one that they sent across a couple of weeks ago. If it's a payment request from your boss or a colleague, go and check with them in the office or call them using a number from your internal directory and not from the email itself. And it's really important to have clear procedures so that all staff know how to deal with emails that contain payment details and that they know how to properly verify them. But we often hear about cases where businesses do have procedures in place, but the employee hasn't followed them. And so embedding those procedures with regular training and testing is equally important.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That regular fraud awareness in a business is so important. I guess it's also worth reminding businesses at this point that confirmation of payee. Now, this is something that many will recognise as an on-screen check that a beneficiary name matches the account number at the point that the majority of single online payments are made. It's important that if those details don't match, this warning isn't ignored. Investigate why that name and account number is not matching, and call the genuine beneficiary on a trusted number to check the details. And as we said before, not using a telephone number from the email. Ultimately, fraudsters will want people to ignore these confirmation of payee no match warnings.
Yeah, of course. But confirmation of payee can actually be used by some businesses on their whole payee database if they use the API that the bank's developed. It can run on an account. It can run on account numbers and payee names anytime on demand, which is great. Another tool is called DMARC, which is short for Domain-Based Message Authentication Reporting and Conformance, but probably just DMARC. It's an email authentication protocol, which in essence helps stop email domains from being spoofed. Now, it's particularly effective if your suppliers also adopt it for their systems as well. It sounds complex, but really all you need to do is ask your IT team or your IT provider, is DMARC switched on for our business?
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Gareth. They're all very good advice there. So I hope businesses have found this video useful. And to find out more information about protecting your business from fraud, including access to a free 30-minute online fraud training course, please visit our website. Thanks for watching.